Arizona's southern border with Mexico falls into Sinaloa cartel territory. Cartels control the routes used by migrants to reach the U.S., and they're profiting off the surge. Tony Coulson retired as head of the Drug Enforcement Administration in Tucson and now consults law enforcement agencies. In our studio, he discussed when cartels added human smuggling to their business model.
Prior to the mid-2000s, the human trafficking organizations along the border were pretty independent of the drug trafficking organizations. That paradigm changed when Chapo took control of this border area. What he did was co-opt and take over control of the human trafficking piece along the border, because the human trafficking piece was, before that, was often working against his drug trafficking and drug smuggling operations. So to combine those, he then used human trafficking routes and human trafficking, the people, the smuggling events, to help with the drug smuggling. The human trafficking was secondary to the drug smuggling, but instead of having a drug smuggling group along the border and a human trafficking group along the border running into each other and bringing Border Patrol's focus into that area, they used the human trafficking as a diversion to the drug trafficking operation that's outside the ports of entry. So, and that's when marijuana smuggling was very large and was the cash crop that fueled everything, and it was very important to control that, and he did. And that's still the paradigm today that exists along the border.
Last week, the chief of the Border Patrol testified in Washington, D.C., and she said the cartels watch us, they watch our inaction, and they change their game. Is that accurate?
They watch everything. Cartels have an intelligence apparatus that is remarkable. They know what the capacity is of our judicial system. They know what losses they can take for drugs and still survive. They know how many prosecutors we have, how many law enforcement. They can perfect a way to get across or tunnel under the border at any point, no matter how strong your border wall is. People will find a way to get over or under it. And if you don't have the personnel out watching in these areas to apprehend or to turn back, they're going to continue to come.
You're retired law enforcement along the border. You know what they know. Probably in your consulting work that you do now, other agencies understand this. Why can't the situation be fixed? Why can't American law enforcement be one step ahead now?
American law enforcement can, but the problem that we have, and I'll state it, it's controversial, but I'll state it, is that you have organizations, especially our interdiction organizations right along the border, that are too tied to the political process. And it doesn't matter what administration it is, whether Democrat or Republican, the problem we have, especially with Customs and Border Protection, is that they're too tied to the political process. So we turn immigration enforcement on and off as we feel fit. And we've done this in the Obama administration as well as in this Trump administration. As we feel fit, we turn the spigot of what we're going to enforce on and off. And so tomorrow we enforce drug trafficking. The next day we're enforcing immigration trafficking for a political objective and not a strategic objective.
In your opinion, can we get there?
We can get there. The solution is very easy. It's a very easy solution. We're not going to stop drug trafficking. We should never expect that we're going to do that when we have such a demand in the United States for drugs. We're not going to stop human trafficking or smuggling or illegal immigration because our economy is good and that people are always going to look for a better opportunity here than they in their home country. So how do we manage that? We manage drugs by making that investment in people and fixing them to reduce the demand. At the same time, we start denying service to these drug traffickers. We anticipate what they're going to do, and we deny them entry into the U.S. by flooding a corridor, by working cooperatively between organizations law enforcement organizations that are right along the border. We work cooperatively together to deny them access, therefore driving up the price of the drugs that we have. We have more drugs on the street now than we've ever had in our history. Those prices of those drugs are the lowest they've ever been in the history of the purity is incredibly high. Those are all bad indicators of where we are in terms of a nation with drugs. And it's got to start with an investment in fixing people.
Okay, Tony, thank you.